Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Chicago UBF Podcast. It's a brand new podcast series. Today here I'm with Ashton and Aline, and we're going to be the three hosts of this series. And for our episode 0, we just want to start with something simple, introducing ourselves. So how about you start, Ashton? And our leading question for today is, can you walk us through how you came to UBF and what led you to follow Jesus?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So, hi Aline.
Hi Ashton.
Hi Victor.
Hi,
It's good to
Ashton.
see you guys here. So I grew up Catholic. So I grew up in the country of Oman, and 18 years grew up there. Did my high school and everything. And after that, I came to the U.S. for my undergraduate degree, and I studied at Columbia College Chicago. So during my initial first semester, second semester, you could say I was looking for a church. I was trying to figure out where I could fit in or who I could meet. I didn't meet a lot of Christians when I first came to college, but one day I would think God really led me. I met this couple in the lobby of my dorm, and they were looking to study the Bible with students. And so they came up to me, and then they asked me, would you like to study the Bible? At first I was like, wow, I've never studied the Bible. But I said, okay, let me do it. So yeah, I got connected with them, and I started studying with them every week. And at first they were doing a group ministry at college. And then from there, we moved to their place. And then I started going to their house to study the Bible.
One-to-one?
One-to-one, yes,
Nice.
One-to-one.
Nice.
So yeah, they're Chicago natives, so they grew up here.
Christian and Matt.
Christian, yeah,
Uh-huh.
Christian and Matt,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, when I first met them, they had 3 kids. Now they have 4 kids.
Nice.
So yeah,
Uh-huh.
a big loving family. Yeah, they've invited me for games, for fun, for food, to study the Bible, have fellowship. I could say that God really blessed my time with them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
So you're close to their kids then, would you say?
Yep. I mean, I played the Wii with
You
them.
played the Wii.
Yeah.
That means you're really close then.
I am close to them. Yeah, when I would go on the weekends, I would play Mario Kart with them,
Oh,
and
cute.
yeah, it's fun.
Do you still study the Bible with them?
I do study the Bible
With
them.
Christian or
With
Matt?
Christian. At first, I was doing it with both of them whenever they could meet, but now it's more so with Christian.
What are you studying?
So we're doing Genesis.
Genesis?
Yeah, we're studying Genesis. Actually, that was the first book, I studied with them when I met them. So it's been a while. I haven't studied Genesis in a long time. And so I wanted to go back again to see God's creation, the world, Garden of Eden, and even man's fall in the world.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a good refresher from before.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yeah.
I think you and I have a very similar story.
Yeah?
So, because I also grew up outside of the U.S.
Oh, wow.
in Madagascar.
Madagascar.
Yes.
Okay.
And I came here in 2017 for college. And
That's the same year I came to college.
same year you came to college.
2017.
Nice. Yeah. I also grew up Catholic. Wait, Ashton and I have a lot of.
No, I grew up Catholic too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We're
Catholics.
we're all Catholics
The three
around this
Catholics.
table. Yeah. By the way, Ashton and I have so much in common, and we're doing common life together. We live together at the Pyongyang house.
Don't tell them where you live.
That's where we live. The code to the front door is.
Please don't give my social security.
All right. So I was saying, how I came to UBF. One day, I was reading this book by the lake at Loyola.
What book?
It was a book on career development. I was a freshman. If you know me, you know that I do not like reading books. But that day, randomly, I was there reading books. And then Rich and Jenna came to approach me and invite me to study the Bible.
Wow.
And I said yes. And that's how I started coming to weekly group Bible studies. And then eventually came to worship service in Chicago UBF. And then I started one-to-one. And yeah, that's how I got to Chicago UBF.
Wow. So you started out with the Loyola ministry.
Yes.
That was
Loyola.
where it all began.
Yes.
Okay.
Did my undergrad there and grad school.
And grad school.
And yes. And I first studied with Jenna, and now I study with Rich. Because she got tired of me. I'm joking.
Why? What did you do?
Don't worry about it. What about you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How about
tell
you,
us.
Ali?
Tell us.
Like mentioned, I also grew up Catholic.
Okay.
But I grew up in Georgia,
Oh.
and I moved here when I was 18 for college. And then I kind of I was part of I was actually kind of a Christian girl already, like a Christian, like super try to want to be.
Following the commandments.
No, following the commandments, but like I want to be so intense about everything.
Oh, you were a Pharisee.
No.
Okay.
I would say more kind of like just doing a lot of serving at church and doing a lot of like stuff, but I didn't actually know who God was. So like I would actually, in my old church, I used to serve like with the kids and with the camera and with the homeless and like all this stuff.
Oh.
So I was really busy.
Okay.
And I thought for some reason that like that meant that my spiritual life was good. But then I transferred into NEIU actually, and then I looked for a Bible study group. So actually, I fished myself technically because I went to the little board and I was like, I hope there's Bible study here or whatever.
Wow.
So I kind of just like emailed the contact because I was like, hello, like, do you have Bible study? When are you doing Bible study? Like, when's the Bible study?
Wow.
And because actually, I think I totally said this out of order, so I don't know if I should start over, but in my community, when I first went to college, I went to community college, and at the community college, my sister and I kind of had a Christian club.
Okay.
And she was the president, and I was the secretary, and then when she left, I became the president. And it was just kind of like this like fun little thing we did, but I had no idea what I was doing. And we didn't actually study the Bible. We just kind of hung out, and like for some reason it was kind of encouraging because people liked it, but like we didn't know anything, and we didn't know the gospel. But then when I transitioned to NEIU, I was like, okay, I'll make another club if there's no club there because I love making clubs and I like being.
You're a leader.
I like doing stuff like that
Wow.
and telling people what to do.
Okay.
So I like wanted to make a club,
Yeah.
but then I was actually kind of relieved that there was already a club, and so I could just join it. And it was so good because I love Bible. Oh, did you hear that? I love the Bible study because it was so different. Like, because I actually had never studied the Bible before, even though I was in church for a long time. Huh?
Don't look at me.
Oh, okay. Am I looking over there? Sorry.
We're gonna cut that.
Anyway, sorry. Anyway, so even though I was in church for a long time, I didn't actually like read the Bible at all, and I was like, whoa, that's actually a problem. So then I started going to like the Bible studies, like it was a class on like the on the school days, and then eventually it was like COVID, and then I don't know, just things kind of shifted, and somehow it just became that I like transitioned to UBF because I like the Bible study and like the word, like the very clear vision and like Great Commission focus and stuff. So that's kind of how I came to UBF.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And since you're already talking, can you tell us how you decided to follow Jesus? Like how you met him and decided like, yeah, this is the man I'm going to follow.
Yeah. So basically, okay. So
Yeah.
I grew up being Catholic and knowing about God and Jesus. So I kind of had this background of like, I know Jesus. But then the thing is like, see, how do I say this? So the thing is like I mentioned, like I knew about God and I served in a lot of ways, but actually God himself, I didn't know who he was. Like I didn't know his character, or I didn't have like a relationship with him.
Yeah.
And so, so then when we were doing Bible study, it became very clear that, like, I don't know you, and I want to know you. And so it kind of became, I like a desire for actually knowing God rather than doing things. And also, like, I thought that because everything that I did warranted God's, like, approval or love for me because I was doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
But then one of the key verses was, like, the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life. And so I had a problem with the first part because like the wages of sin is death, because it's like what I deserve is death. But in my brain, it was like, well, I deserve to be loved because I serve so much.
Yep.
So it was very sobering.
Heart-moving.
Yeah, it was very sobering actually,
Yeah.
because I was like, oh, I actually don't deserve. I don't deserve anything. And anyways, so because of, I guess, God's grace, that's like, oh,
Right, grace.
Actually, he didn't give me what I deserve. I thought I deserved love. He gave me better than I deserve because I didn't actually deserve him.
Didn't
But he
deserve.
actually loved me despite the fact that I sinned. And yeah, and then I started I started this kind of going long, but I started this like internship at our church actually, and then I was serving people and stuff, and then I got kind of annoyed at people.
Nice.
Or I got very like I don't know if the word is burnt out, but I got very like, what am I doing and why am I doing this? Because I was at this dorm room trying to have Bible study with this one girl, but then she kind of like ghosted me and she didn't answer me. And I was kind of mad at her because I was like, why are you not answering the phone? Like, I'm like taking my time to come to you and knock on the door and you're not answering, and we made a plan. You can at least tell me like, no. Anyways,
familiar.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, so then I, for some reason, that little thing became a huge thing. And I was like, why am I even doing this? And why am I even following Jesus? And why do I even care about other people if people don't care about me? And it just became like, why am I following Jesus? And why am I trying to love people who don't love me back? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then I kind of was like, I could just quit my internship and I could just like travel and I could just like get a job and I could just like go hiking or I don't know, like, you know, like I could do like a lot of stuff.
Like all the fun things you could do instead.
And also I was kind of imagining like what my life would be if I was free to sin, you know? So it was like a moment in the car. I had a whole moment in the car. And anyways, so one of the passages that really helped me, which was when there was a lot of people following Jesus around after like he gave them food, and then he gave them food, and then like he wouldn't give them any more food, and then they kind of he gave them a hard teaching. He said, unless you eat the flesh and my blood, then you have no part of me, or something like that.
Correct.
It was like and then some of them were like, this is a very hard teaching. Who can respond this or something like that. And then a lot of them left, right? And that was sad to me because I was like, oh, they're leaving, like, don't go. and then he asked Peter, like, do you want to leave too? Actually, he asked his disciples, do you want to leave too? But Peter responded, like, where can I go? You alone have the words of eternal life. And I feel like I think I had been following Jesus for a while, but it kind of like, I feel like that passage really helped me to understand, like, I'm not following Jesus because it's fun or glamorous, worldly fun, or glamorous, or even like I'm helping somebody or whatever. It's like I'm following him and I'm doing what he's doing because he has the words of eternal life, and he's God. Like it's because it's true and he's real, and he's like, it's like he has the truth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not following because of anything but him. So I think that's how I decided to follow Jesus.
Nice.
I hope that made sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yes.
I mean, you're right. It's like you said. It's not about glamour or worldly things, because it's not from this world, right? This whole thing. Jesus is definitely a different world. Speaking of that, even for me, following Jesus, it all happened. Again, just like you, I was going to church faithfully, following everything that I had to do, Sunday school. I used to pray a lot. I'm a person of prayer in my life. But again, it was not about Jesus, really. I don't really know exactly what it is that he is and what he wants me to really do. So all of this actually changed. It's like something in your mind just, change. Like they say, right, when you hit a certain age, like a nerve changes or something like that. Your brain
fully develops.
Yeah, something like that. I went through a really, I can say, like a radical experience, something so different. Like I had a health situation 2 years ago. And it put a lot of things into perspective, like what my life really is. Even at that moment, I felt like nothing in this world really mattered at that moment. Like anything worldly couldn't really solve my problem or couldn't really give me the peace I was looking for. And I felt like it was there somewhere I met Jesus in that time. It was like a very intense time of like praying and desperation. But I think that's where God or Jesus like revealed himself to me. And then I realized, like you said, Jesus doesn't come up in glamour or big ways, but in small ways. And he shows us like the truth of this life, like the eternal life, like you said, like there is a life to come and what is life through him. So that's when I started becoming more curious about who is Jesus, who is he? How can I follow him? And what is the real life like, does he call me to? Especially one story that sticks out to me is the Samaritan woman at the well in the Gospel of John, right, where she comes to get water, right, and then I understand like Jews and Samaritans cannot mix, but then Jesus knew her background. He knew that she was like desperate, lost, she needed help, and then Jesus said that if you drink from this well, you will thirst again, but the water that I give you, it will, I think, well up or spring into eternal life. So that really stayed with me, that, wow, I want that kind of life. I want that eternal life. So and then I just learned more about Jesus' even heart for this world, We don't see a lot of compassionate people, I feel, in today's world. People are not compassionate. People are just, I feel, chasing after their own life or trying to build their own life, and people are secondary or people are forgotten about. But then, when we see Jesus, he came into this world and he became nothing, right? He was poor, born in a manger, but then, suffered and died for all of us and came to live amongst us. So that really touched me about, who Jesus is. So, yeah, I mean, I want to learn more, continue spiritually growing. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So would you say like it was like one day that you met Jesus, or was it like a process, like throughout, like do you understand my question?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say it's a process.
Okay.
But I felt like Jesus was calling me in those moments of like desperation, especially like because I needed to go through a surgery that time, and I had to plan a lot of things. So I could see during those days Jesus was calling me in some way to, like, I can say, put my hope in him. So yeah, that's how it started to build, that I must put my hope in Jesus because he gives me hope,
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Ooh.
So yeah, it starts like that.
Yeah. Pastor Mark is here
Yeah.
for you to. Can you go out and just tell him like
We need 2
a minute,
minutes.
just a minute? Yeah.
Hello.
Just 3 minutes. Yeah.
Hi.
We just have 3 minutes. I need more time.
I'm so
It's
sorry.
almost done. Oh, we're wrapping up.
We're almost
No worries.
done.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Yeah.
Nice, look at that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come sit down,
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Ashton.
Yeah.
I would say for me, it's a process too. So like when I first came to America, my English was really bad, and when I started at Loyola, it was hard to make friends when when you don't speak English.
Yeah.
So I was like all alone. The only interaction that I had throughout the week was basically Bible study.
Oh.
I can say that I learned English through Bible study.
Wow, interesting.
Because trust me, if you can learn the Bible, you can speak good English.
Yeah. But then like it's not the same like not having a friend to talk to or like to hang out with. So I began to feel like more and more alone, being just alone in America. And then during Bible study, when I studied Genesis with Jenna, there was this passage where Jacob was going through the same thing. Like he was running away from his brother, and then he felt alone. He felt challenged. He didn't know any direction for his life, like what's going to happen. And then God appeared to him in his dream and said to him, and this became my life key verse. God said, "I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you."
It's very
And
comforting.
it's very comforting. Like I realized that I'm not alone, and that promise also applies to me. And that's when, like for me, it was a process too. But that day when we studied that passage, I was like, this is probably my favorite verse of the Bible, and it really spoke to me. I'm still holding on to that to this day. Yes. For the sake of time, let's end here.
Okay.
So thank you guys for listening till the end. Again, this is Chicago UBF Podcast. We're going to have more episodes in the future. Coming up next, actually, we're going to have a very interesting guest. So, stay posted. Leave a like and subscribe. And see you guys next time.
Bye.
Chicago UBF Podcast.